170 kilometers long, 500 meters tall, and designed to reshape urban life, the line is Saudi Arabia's boldest architectural gamble. But after years of hype and a massive excavation across the desert, many wonder, is this futuristic city really coming to life or simply fading into uncertainty? With a trillion-dollar vision hinged on innovation and political will, the project promises to rewrite how we think about cities. Yet beneath the gleaming plans lie daunting engineering challenges, economic questions, and whispers of doubt. What's really happening in the desert? This story takes a closer look. The line's unfolding reality. Saudi Arabia's Line project is one of the boldest urban development schemes currently underway, promising a city unlike anything the world has ever seen. Stretching 170 kilometers and towering 500 meters high, the line aims to redefine urban living by placing everything vertically in a narrow, linear footprint across the desert. Despite this flashy ambition, the truth on the ground is more complicated. Massive trenches have been dug and foundations poured, but many question whether these early gestures of construction will ever evolve into a fully realized city. Skepticism isn't unwarranted. Rumors persist that the project faces serious funding challenges, with Saudi Arabia calling in external firms for strategic reviews, and whispers of cancellation circulating. The timeline is pressing, with critical milestones meant to be reached by 2026, a year poised as a turning point. Progress thus far has been measured more in hype and grand promises than in the physical emergence of the city's vertical form. The question remains, will the line ever rise as envisioned, or is it already a monument to unfulfilled ambition? The uncertainty is underscored by contrasting images. Massive groundwork that hints at real progress versus reports of stalled work and doubts voiced privately by those close to the project. This tension underscores a larger dilemma. Is the line an engineering marvel in the making, or a vast idea struggling to survive economic and practical realities? The answer will depend on far more than just concrete and steel. The challenges of building something this unprecedented demand extraordinary engineering solutions to turn this vision into reality. Engineering the impossible, constructing a city that stretches 170 kilometers through wildly varying landscapes, from rocky mountains to soft desert sands and saline coastal plains, requires an engineering feat of unheard proportions. A key challenge lies in creating a consistent, stable foundation across all these terrains, which vary drastically in their load-bearing capacities. Beneath loose, uncompacted surface materials, engineers must reach deep into bedrock, the only reliable support for the massive structures planned above. The project uses piled raft foundations, which function as an advanced construction method that supports concrete slabs through multiple deep piles, which distribute weight to bedrock by passing through weak soil layers. The Empire State Building uses 55 piles, which extend 16 meters deep, while the Burj Khalifa, which holds the title of tallest building in the world, uses fewer than 200 piles that extend 43 meters deep. The project requires advanced technological systems, which include automated factories that create large rebar cages and GPS-based drilling equipment, and the largest groundwater dewatering system worldwide, which handles corrosive saline water situated close to the coast. The engineering system requires advanced computational power, which includes high-performance processors that support simulation and modeling tasks. The line foundation system needs these innovations because its foundation system presents unmanageable challenges. Yet, foundations are just the start. What comes next will reveal whether this dream can truly ascend from the desert floor. Building the vertical city. The line operates as a vertical city that consists of numerous building cores that extend across 170 kilometers. The building core operates as an independent structural element that supports various levels that create the city's shared pathways and vertical distribution system. The project architects intend to create their design through the process of folding a Manhattan grid system into a vertical ribbon structure. The construction processes for Phase 1, which includes 2 rows of 500-meter towers, use steel outrigger beams that weigh millions of tons as their main support structure. The building will contain 5 main levels that will house educational facilities, residential spaces, medical centers, and public transport systems. The creation of a continuous vertical urban environment involves the simultaneous establishment of core elements together with steel construction materials and building facade elements, which normally follow core construction at this project site. The city faces growing difficulties because it needs to establish its residential and business areas together with its public facilities over an extraordinary extended distance. The city builds its vertical neighborhoods as independent communities that the city connects through rapid transit services. The line will develop its vision for a future city that operates without cars through the construction of building cores and the connection of building decks, although this process faces numerous engineering and logistical obstacles. With this soaring vision in place, the next critical hurdle lies in securing the resources to keep construction moving forward at scale. If you're excited to see how this unfolds, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this journey. Water and concrete challenges. One of the most daunting hurdles the line faces is securing the vast quantities of water and concrete required to sustain such an enormous construction project in a remote desert. Concrete pouring at this scale demands incredible precision. Too slow, and it sets unevenly. Too fast, and it can separate or become brittle. While millions of tons of concrete have already been poured on the coastal section with good access to supply routes, the real test lies ahead as construction moves inland, into areas with little to no local materials and a critical scarcity of water. The Oxagon facility serves as the main component of operational plans, which include a huge desalination plant that will treat 2 billion liters of seawater each day to supply water for a network of concrete factories that will extend throughout 100 kilometers. The network aims to produce 20,000 cubic meters of concrete daily because this volume matches the demands of upcoming construction projects. The existing problems face additional difficulties because unverified information has emerged, which suggests that the desalination plant project has been terminated without any official announcement, thus endangering the entire supply chain operations. The 2034 FIFA World Cup, which will feature the NEOM Stadium as a main event location, requires complete water and concrete infrastructure, yet currently available resources are insufficient. The enormous technical and logistical demands inevitably tie back to the human and political pressures driving this colossal project forward. Political ambitions and realities. At the heart of the line is Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, whose Vision 2030 plan hinges heavily on transforming Saudi Arabia's economy and global image. The line is more than just a city. It represents a flagship symbol of national ambition and modernization. This kind of project requires tight control and bold decisions, but it also means navigating complex leadership dynamics where the prince's personal vision can clash with practical realities on the ground. The prince receives information about project obstacles and expenses that need correction because his goals exceed what the project can accomplish. The leadership team at NEOM faces difficulties because they need to control which of the prince's more extreme concepts will result in expensive design alterations, project delays, and financial overruns. In this centralized decision-making system, leaders must find an equilibrium between innovative risk-taking and strict project oversight because both elements pose operational dangers. The project has also faced serious criticism over human costs, which include accusations of forced relocations and severe treatment of local communities. The tightly controlled media access and lack of outside journalistic scrutiny add to the opacity surrounding the line. The wall of silence between these two groups creates cultural tensions, which prevent outside observers from understanding the actual progress of the project and its ability to meet obligations. While political ambition fuels the drive, the question remains whether that energy can overcome the immense practical challenges that lie ahead. Vision versus viability. The line promises a radical reinvention of urban life, but whether it can deliver on that vision remains deeply uncertain. Its sleek, linear design shoots for efficiency and sustainability, inspired by futuristic concepts like the 15-minute city, and intends to eliminate cars entirely by relying on high-speed rail and light transit systems. Yet this extreme compression of urban functions into a narrow corridor raises questions about actual livability. Traveling along the full 170-kilometer stretch in 20 minutes, as claimed, pushes the limits even of the world's fastest trains, and frequent stops mean most residents would rely heavily on slower local transit, challenging the ideal of seamless connectivity. The world continues to face environmental problems that need solutions. The high quantities of concrete, steel, and glass materials present in a desert area create an environmental problem, which leads to a heat island effect because these materials retain heat at levels that exceed natural desert temperatures. The city uses mirrors to create its exterior design, which reflects most sunlight, but the system needs testing to verify its performance because outdoor areas will lack air conditioning. The line stands at a crossroads between visionary ambition and hard reality. Its massive scope is matched by immense engineering challenges and political complexities that will shape its fate. If you found this deep dive insightful, please give the video a like and subscribe for more thoughtful explorations of the world's most fascinating projects.